What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be unboxing and trying out the Snow Joe electric snow thrower. Now there are some differences between a snow blower and a snow thrower. This one is the electric version, so you don't have to deal with gas engines and issues with starting and also the cost. A typical quality gas snow blower can run you easily $1,500 if not more. This particular unit here was under $200 and it has a ton of great reviews. Now we did just have a big snowstorm this past week, but it has been melting a little bit, but we are expected to get another snowstorm. So after the last snowfall, I ordered this Snow Joe snow thrower so that I could try it out on the next snowfall. So without further ado, let's unbox it and let's check it out. It should, for the most part, already come assembled. You might just have to put the handle together. Okay, so that's pretty much all that's in the box. So you have your instruction guide here, you have your snow thrower here. It looks like it should be relatively easy to put together. So everything comes already pre-wired, ready to go. We just have to put together the rest of our handle. And if we look here, most of it should just easily go together with wing nuts. This looks like an ice scraper here in case you get some jams in the front. So it has this nice little plastic style ice jam remover for getting down in there and getting some clumps out of the way. This looks like to be your rotation rod, which once you hook it up to the chute, it'll allow the chute to rotate. So we'll get that hooked up here. And then it looks like a bag of wing nuts and some power cord holders there. Okay, you're gonna put your bolt in from the inside through the bottom rack to the outside. Thread down a wing nut there. Now again, I've never put one of these together, but based on the limited amount of parts that you actually have to install, it doesn't look that hard. Make sure you don't jam up your power cord here. Now this typical layout here is probably very familiar to a lot of you. It's similar to a lawnmower handle where you can loosen the wing nuts and fold your handle in for easy storage. So that makes it easy to use as well. Okay, let's tighten that down. Depending on how much snow you're pushing this through, if it's very, very heavy snow, you might want to use a few zip ties or drill some new holes to add some additional anchor points, just because it does seem a little bit long and just a little weak, but we'll have to see how it holds up. But so far, it seems fine, but we'll just see how that goes. This looks like a little cotter pin here. Probably goes in here, just like that, okay? And then this cotter pin will connect this top rod. We'll go through this anchor point here on the middle. You take that through there. Now there's a rubber grommet in here, so that could be a little tight to get in, but it's meant to be a little tight. Line this up. Okay, once you line up your holes, put your next cotter pin in. And that should be it. And then this particular wing nut here, you should be able to loosen that and adjust where you want your snow to be thrown. So right here is the chute that's gonna angle it. So get it to the angle you want and then tighten it back down like that. And then as you spin this rod, there you go. You could spin this chute 180 degrees left or right, okay? So it seems to work pretty good there. Okay, and real quick, I'm going to loosen up this right wing nut here because this little extension cord bracket here needs to slip on over top of that. So I'm just gonna take this off, slide that on like that, and then put this back on. And then these two little clips here, the one side here has a little peg in it. You want the peg to clip into the actual hole on the handle. So clip those in. That is what holds this jam handle like that. Simple there. Then you have a couple clips over here. Once you get these clips over the cord, and then we're going to take these clips and we're going to slide them right on to the side here. Just like that. Once you use your fingers to get them to open up a little bit, they'll slide over the handrail like that. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. So honestly, it's not that hard to put together. Now, depending on the length of extension cord you're going to be using, my driveway is roughly about 100 feet long. So I went with a 100-foot long, 12 gauge extension cord. Now, you don't need to go this big depending on your driveway. If you only needed a 25-foot or 50-foot cord, you could probably get away with maybe a 14 gauge, but I would honestly recommend, based on the power consumption of this snow thrower, to keep it around 14 gauge power wire. Now, because I went with a 100-foot long power wire so that I didn't have any voltage drop, I went with a 12 gauge, so it's a little thicker and a little heavier. But that's what I'm going to be using when running this. But that's as simple as it gets, putting together the Snow Joe electric snow thrower. Now again, this is what the underneath looks like. Okay, looks real nice. Nice blades. It has these like leather rubber sleeves attached to the blade. The top over here actually comes with LED lights. So you have the 3 LEDs over here and 3 more there. So if you happen to be using this at night, this should really help brighten your path so that you can clear snow at night. Again, this is the chute here. The only thing that I would pay attention to, because it is plastic, is be careful when you're running this snow thrower that you don't hit any rocks, because if you do happen to run over some gravel or some big rocks, if it comes flying up this chute at a fast enough velocity, it could crack the plastic chute. But I mean, just for snow use, you're perfectly fine. Just be careful that you're not hitting any rocks. But again, putting it together was super simple and easy. Your chute rotational tool here just slides through this grommet up here, and it's held together by a cotter pin there and a cotter pin down there. And again, use your clips along the side over here. Here's just a dangling extension cord holder here. But again, wing nuts to tie everything together. So to start this machine, you're gonna hit your safety button here, hold it in, and then pull your handle up. And then when you're done using it, just let go of the handle, the safety button pops out, it'll stop immediately. But that's pretty much it. That right there is the Snow Joe electric snow thrower. And as far as the handle height goes, I'd say this is very similar to almost any lawnmower. I'm 6'4", I have long arms, and I'm holding on to this with ease. I don't have to bend over, it feels fine to me. So in terms of the height of the handle here, I think you're probably fine. But again, at the end of the day, my initial impressions of the Snow Joe electric snow thrower, I give it a thumbs up and give it a go in terms of the quality and putting it together. Next, we just have to wait till the snow falls and we're gonna go outside and try it out. Okay, so it's the next day and it did snow probably a good 3 to 4 inches. So we are going to try to remove some snow using the electric Snow Joe snow thrower. Now on the previous snowfall a few days ago, we were just driving our trucks up and down. So there is probably about a good inch of compacted snow, which is almost ice at this point. But hopefully we'll be able to chew through some of that and at least clean up the driveway a little bit better. So we have our 12 gauge, 100-foot long power cord plugged in. All we have to do now is hit the button and pull the lever. So we're gonna hit the button, pull the lever. So far, so good. Okay, so far, so good. It's clearing off all of the fresh snow that just came overnight. Again, there's probably a good 1/2 inch to 1 inch of compacted snow from our trucks driving on them over the past week. I don't think that's really going to dig any of that up, but it's doing a really good job at getting the rest of it on top. So let me keep moving on and let's keep it going. Okay, so we just got done with pretty much the main portion of the driveway that's usually really bad. So trying out the Snow Joe electric snow thrower, it actually does a pretty good job. I mean, if we come down here, you could see how much snow I was working with over here. I mean, we probably have a good, I don't know, 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches. Now there are some parts through here that are just compacted snow that the Snow Joe is just not digging through because it's just too thick. But as you can see over here on this side, it actually was getting down to the driveway pretty good. Once I got down to about this bottom half down here, it wasn't throwing the snow as far because down here was primarily just a very muddy, slushy snow. Very wet, very heavy snow because the plow comes through here and just fills all this in down here. So I was trying to clear out some of that and it did a pretty good job. But using this Snow Joe is definitely saving my back because by the time I would hand shovel this whole driveway, I probably easily have an hour, if not longer, in it. And by then, my back is killing me. This probably only took me literally 10 to 15 minutes tops. And all you're doing is pushing that, and it's not even that bad on your back. But I'd say honestly, for those of you out there that tend to get a lot of snow in the winter, no, I'm not talking about no 3 feet of snow. This probably won't handle that. And that type of deep snow, you're probably going to need something more industrial sized that's probably going to run you closer to $2,000, if not more. But for your general, let's say 8 inches or less, this actually does a pretty good job. So let me continue on and we'll come back with our final thoughts. So my wife wanted to try it out and see how hard it is to use. And as you can see, she's using it. She's doing the whole top of the driveway and doing pretty well. Again, the Snow Joe does a pretty good job. So again, my wife says it's pretty easy to use. She's doing it pretty well. I think if you have fresh powdered snow, the Snow Joe is going to do a fantastic job. But if you happen to have snow that's been compacted for days, almost like ice, you're not going to get through that with any machine really. But I'd say fresh powdered snow, anything about 8 to 10 inches or less, you should be good with the Snow Joe. Okay, everybody, so we're all done. So we got the whole driveway done. Again, my upper driveway here is roughly 40 by 40, and then the driveway is about 20 feet wide by, I think, a little over 70 feet long. So I got all of that done using the Snow Joe electric snow thrower in probably about a half an hour, which is about a third of the time that it would take if I did this with a shovel. And I gotta say, my back still feels good. Normally, when I shovel all of this, my back is done for at least the next few days. So if we happen to get a follow-up snowfall a day or two later, I'm out of luck because I can't move because my back hurts so bad. But using this Snow Joe right here, we got all this done. My wife did a little bit up here. She said it was easy to use and she would have no problem using that. If I happen to be at work and her and the kids decided to come out here and clear the driveway, she feels comfortable using that, so that's always a good thing too. So at the end of the day, my overall impressions of the Snow Joe electric snow thrower, I definitely give it a thumbs up and give it a go. Is it for everybody? No. If you happen to live in a climate where you're getting over 12 inches of snow on a regular basis, you might want to consider getting something a little bigger. But for any of you out there that tend to get maybe about 8 to 10 inches or less, I would definitely recommend giving this a try if you're trying to save a few bucks. Because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the higher end snow blowers, especially the gas versions, could be anywhere from around $1,500 to $2,000. Being that you can pick this up for under 200 bucks, it's a great value. Okay everybody, so there you go. So we went ahead and we got my whole driveway clear using the Snow Joe electric snow thrower in roughly 6 to 8 inches of snow. Normally this could take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to hand shovel this whole driveway, but I got it all done in roughly a half an hour using the Snow Joe, and it did a pretty good job, and my back's feeling pretty good. So my overall impressions of using the Snow Joe, I definitely give it a thumbs up and give it a go. So if any of you out there are looking for an inexpensive electric powered snow thrower that's good quality, comes with a lot of great reviews, and doesn't break the bank, I definitely recommend checking out the Snow Joe snow thrower. But that's going to be it for today's video. I hope this video helps some of you out. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And also do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, see you in the next video.